I don't know where the flies are coming from. I haven't seen any holes in the screens. Oh, maybe. Shit. I forget. Oh. Okay. The Earl Grey. I don't just like Bigelow brand. I like other brands too. But it adds a lot to iced tea. So I use a couple bags in every glass usually. And then I buy cheapo tea. Save-A-Lot. I don't know if they have those around the country. They have a good store brand or generic iced tea. I don't remember what it's called. It has sun or sunshine in the name. But it's a good quality cheapo tea. Awake English breakfast tea used to be my favorite. I think I like Earl Grey the best. But I liked Awake English breakfast tea, and I liked Irish breakfast tea. Oh. God says I stopped buying them because they had changed them. The bad guys. God pretty much tells me everything to buy and not to buy when I go to the grocery store. Excuse me. And I get disappointed, but he has his reasons. Satan will say soon God and the children of God are going to have evidence against them. They're very nervous about it. Get. I'm sure it's very hard for investigators of any kind in the United States to get inside information about satanic families, especially ones that are also involved in government mind control. So God says, I've made some of his dreams come true because I have inside information about Harry and Donna. I probably wouldn't rat on them if they were, well, the crimes against children, you've got a rat. If you have information. I was loyal to my family. If they were just mob, no crimes against children, I might have just walked away. And if they'd left me alone, I might not rat. But crimes against children, you walk away and rat. I spent years collecting information about them. And then I was gonna post the collage of Harry photos I'd had of Harry, along with a photo of the man in the U.S. News and World Report article, and post it to the JFK Research Forum. But I figured the resemblance was enough, even though I didn't really have any information, anything to explain why he would have been in that picture, you know. So I started writing about Harry, and all of a sudden I see, bam, 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 I have all these things that I remember that pointed to him being an engineer. When he was a salesman when I was a child in Bay Village, and then he became an apartment manager when I was like 11 going on 12, and we moved to Florida. So it took actually writing about him and then reading it, like, shit, I do have information. So God says it's a miracle. I thought it was a God miracle. Anybody else who knew about Harry would be breaking the law to come forward. But I was a daughter, was not in the military or an intelligence agency, so I had no restrictions on what I would reveal, and I piled up information over the years, and so there was a lot to it. You know, when I recognized that some weird shit was happening with my parents, and Dino, and other people, I tried to figure it out. And then I realized sometime, I'm not sure when, the indentation in the skull above my right ear, I didn't have the same thing on the left side, so it couldn't have been forceps. I assume forceps can leave permanent marks on the skull, I'm not sure. The skull is soft when you're born, so maybe forceps don't leave permanent indentations. But anyway, it couldn't have been forceps anyway because it was only on this side. I'm being asked in a hostile way to explain why I wrote, I was forced to beat them at their own game with both my hands and half my brain tied behind my back. Sometimes I'd stay up at night late and just drink alcohol and listen to music that I loved. I love Hooked on Classics music. I love a lot of music. But Hooked on Classics, I think that was my favorite. And I was just trying to keep a balance between all the horrible things I was reading about and some good stuff. So it helped a lot to learn about near-death experiences and UFOs and stuff like that. There's some really good information out there. Because that counterbalances all the evil that's on the planet. So I try to keep a balance. I love near-death experience stories, and Raymond Moody had some books. He was a pediatrician, and he had hospital privileges, and he used to visit kids. I don't know if he was a surgeon who did surgery on kids, but some kids would die during surgery, and they'd have to be brought back to life, with CPR and stuff. But he started listening to kids tell their experiences while the rest of the world understood that they were dead for a few minutes. And it was really encouraging. It was very encouraging. I don't know who else I read. It wasn't just Raymond Moody, And then Raymond Moody was persecuted by his peers, shunned and stuff. And finally the subject got laid on the table, with this woman who wrote a book and got a lot of publicity for it. It was on the talk show circuit and stuff like that. And I had read her book, or had just read her book when I saw her on TV and stuff. But it was crap. It was a crap book. And that's the one that was the bestseller and talk show circuit and all that. So that became, a standard for near-death experience literature. But there was the one author that was crap. So, Betty Eadie. Betty, E-A-D-I-E. Betty Eadie? E-A-D-I-E, I think. So, I don't know who the good publishers are and who are the spook publishers. No, I'm not going to say. I tried, I read a lot, so I would usually pay attention to who the publisher was if the book was good. if it revealed stuff that they wouldn't put on television. The UFO author that I probably like the best is Timothy Good. He's a Brit. I'm looking at one. I don't think I've read this one, called Alien Update, and the publisher is HarperCollins. And on Thrift Books, I guess his last name is spelled G-O-O-D. I always forget if there's an E at the end. And another edition of the same title is the publisher's Arrow, A-R-R-O-W. So, I've read 2 of his really big books. Tom Gardner says if he'd have known this UFO stuff, he wouldn't have done what he's done. I also haven't read Earth and Alien Enterprise. The publisher's Pegasus Books. The paperback edition, released in 2014. Alright. So, I think I'd like that one. Hardcover Pegasus Books. Another publisher, Thistle Publishing, Thistle. Thistle, Pegasus. Earth and Alien Enterprise, The Shocking Truth Beyond the something cover up in, I can't read the book thing. I've read Above Top Secret and Alien Contact. Above Top Secret, paperback, 1989, HarperCollins, publisher. Hardcover, 1987, publisher, Sidgwick and Jackson. SIDG, WICK, and Jackson. I don't think I've ever heard of them before. Another hardcover. Let's see. The hardcover is Sidgwick and Jackson were hardcovers, and so is HarperCollins. And then the publisher of an unbound format. I don't know what that is. Maybe pages with no binding. McClelland and Stewart. Another publisher of paperback is Quill. Quill. And another publisher of the hardcover, this one in January 88, was Macmillan of Canada. It was a really good book. I also read his Alien Contact. That was, let's see, paperback was 94 HarperCollins. Hardcover 93 HarperCollins. One says the format is Miscellaneous Supplies. Publisher Century, Century, and that was 91. Oh shit. The HarperCollins are the Alien Contact. The other two are Alien Liaison, which I haven't read. Arrow Books again for Alien Liaison, and Century for Alien Liaison. So, Timothy Good. Cool. He also wrote a book called hold on, Zimbabwe Safari. It says Tim Good, retired business executive. Oh shit. This may not be the same Tim Good. I don't know. That's probably a different Tim Good. And there's Beyond Top Secret, which is temporarily unavailable. So forget Zimbabwe. Oh, that's funny. The UFO Report by Timothy Good, HarperCollins, 91, paperback. Hardcover, Pan Macmillan, 89. Another 89 is a paperback, Pan Macmillan. So Tim Good is not Timothy Good. Alien Base, he wrote. Let me see the year it was published. The paperback is 1999. The hardcover is 1998. So, temporarily unavailable. The paperback is there are 2 available. I don't have any money left this month until I get some refunds and stuff. Alien Base. It says, now this best-selling writer concentrates on reports of actual encounters with extraterrestrial beings presenting evidence that the Earth is actually the base of operations for several alien species. It's the most authoritative and comprehensive account of alien visitation and colonization in the 20th century. Alien Base is the culmination of nearly 40 years' research that for the first time offers an in-depth understanding of this diverse, bewildering, and bizarre range of phenomenon. Okay, I hit a suspicious sentence. It says, the most impressive collection of photographs of alien craft, the first convincing photographs of alien retrievals of alien craft and bodies predating Roswell cases, involving repairs carried out to grounded craft. We don't crash. Well, God could crash something so they'd reverse engineer it for 50 years and lay off me a little. So, he could crash something and put in a little body thing, they'll cut it open and all that shit. So, okay. I think Roswell was a ruse. I may have just removed the suspicion from that sentence. And also, unidentified submarine objects reported by naval observers. Remarkable new cases involving space-time distortion. Sensational new encounters reported by pilots, written by a researcher recognized internationally for his objective and unsensational approach. Wish list. I read an account, I don't know. It was here at Fond du Lac, the library, I think. They talked in detail about this, a sighting by a child. And then it ended with the final sighting and, well, encounter with this man who was an old man, you know, not too far away from dying age, maybe in his 90s. He had some explanation from a visitor, and one of the things the visitor said is, you know, we're very careful with you. We stop everything in its tracks within a radius of 500 feet, 500 miles, you know, to visit you, stuff like that. I thought that was really encouraging. I think they indicated to him during his lifetime that they were taking ground samples and all that crap. And then I think they revealed to him at the end that they've really been there for him, watching him. That was their real reason for being in his neighborhood. So, maybe when I get some money, I'll buy some of these books. Excuse me. Oh, shit. I like that. Right. 3. Oh. So, there's another one I would like to get. Need to know UFOs, the military, and intelligence. I have in my wish list now a paperback. 2008. This was written. Publisher Pegasus Books. So HarperCollins and Pegasus sound pretty good. Okay. I think he just goes by Timothy Good, and that Timothy S. Good is a different person. I had my neck adjusted by a chiropractor yesterday. His last name is Donovan. He's here in Fond du Lac. Mark Donovan. I felt better after. Slightly lightheaded. Oh, that might be one of the reasons why I felt high today. Well, I also had some kind of Benadryl experience. But, I don't know. Yeah. I don't like feeling high if I don't know what the cause is. I felt a little lightheaded after I cut the mesh out of my chest and neck. And I realized I was getting more oxygen because my right lung had started to expand and contract. Really? Right. Okay. Yeah. One of my breasts is larger than the other, but I think that's happens to most women. Okay. Shit. I remember I used to go yard sailing a lot, and it's a good source for books, you know. Oh, and then they keep track of what people read, so it's a good source for books nobody knows you're reading. But there was this little pamphlet DMSO years and years ago, and I remember hearing about it, but not as much as I heard about the Laetrile controversy. You know, just walking by the television set, it was on the news a lot. Maybe in the 70s. So I bought this little pamphlet, and it was really interesting. And it made me look up more about DMSO, years later. There's a lot of information out about it. My favorite so far is DMSO Handbook for Doctors, something like that. Um, it's not highly technical or anything, but it's really informative. So, one of the things I learned is that DMSO is good for trauma, like open wounds and stuff. Like if you get in a car accident and you've got gashes, DMSO is good for stemming the flow of blood and starting the process of the tissues healing. It said every paramedic truck in the world should carry DMSO for that reason. So that's something I didn't know. I told Dr. Bruno about it in a message. We were talking about my foot, and I told him it was getting a little better, that I've been using DMSO, and I mentioned the title and author of that book. I got mine on Kindle. Okay. I'm gonna stop recording and upload this and then start recording again.